As they opened their big league account at Castleford last Friday. They hadn't won on the opening day for 5 years, but Ellery Hanley with 2 tries led the way to a confidence-boosting victory. Hanley is the quiet man of the big league, and it seems now that the injuries which dogged him are a thing of the past. Super run down the touchline. He's still going. Hanley's there. Oh, here's another try, Leeds. Hanley has 2. When Widnes decided they had to release Jonathan Davis because they couldn't afford him, Warrington stepped in to pick up the contract. And on the evidence of their win against Wakefield last Sunday, it's been money well spent. Warrington in their new blue and yellow stripes got off to a flying start too. But it was the other Welshman, Alan Bateman, who caught the eye with the first hat-trick of the new season. The question now, can Warrington's Welsh connection bring Leeds down to earth? The Leeds side has Alan Tate at full-back. He was in outstanding form at Castleford. On the wing, it's Jim Fallon, the former Bath and England B international. In the centre, New Zealanders dominate. It's Kevin Iro in 3, and alongside him, Craig Innes was 4. 7 tries in the last 8 of last season for Simon Irving on the wing in 5. 40 caps for Great Britain. Gary Schofield is the lead standoff in 6. And Andy Gregory faces one of his former clubs today, Gregory in 7. Neil Harmon, a big day for him. The second match of the season for Leeds, and Harmon facing the team he played for last season. James Lowes is the hooker. He made his debut as a substitute for Leeds against Warrington last season. And Ian Scott is grabbing his chance to establish himself in the Leeds front row. In 11, it's another Warrington man, ex-Warrington man, Gary Mercer in 11. Matthew Schultz made his debut against Castleford, and he continues in 12. And the Leeds captain is Ellery Hanley, who got off to a flying start with those 2 tries against Castleford last week. And the coach is Doug Lawton. They're talking in terms of 14,000 turning out here at Headingley today to see this, the first home match of the season, and expectancy is very much in the air on those Headingley terraces. Warrington opened with a win too, and they named the same side. Lee Penny, an outstanding young fullback. On the wing, it's Rob Myler. He can play wing or fullback. The man who got off to a great start, 3 tries, the first big league hat-trick of the season, belongs to Alan Bateman. And Jonathan Davis struck 6 goals from 7 attempts last Sunday. That was Warrington's problem last season. Paul Williamson completes the 3-quarter line. He's on the wing in 5. New Zealander Kelly Shelford is the standoff half, wearing 6. And an ever-present from last season, the Australian Greg Mackey is the half-back in 7. Up front, Gary Chambers has taken Neil Harmon's jersey. He's in 8. John Thursfield is keen to seize his chance now that Dwayne Mann is down under and back home in New Zealand. And Bob Jackson continues for Warrington. The skipper will wear 10. Great to see Mike Gregory back in the big league. He missed all of last season, but Gregory back with a bang this time. He's in 11. Gary Sanderson completes the second row. He's in 12. And Paul Cullen completes the lineup for Warrington. And their coach is the Australian Brian Johnson. So it's looking like going to be a great game here at Headingley, and the crowd building up nicely for the kickoff. We have every minute of the match for you here on Sky Sports tonight. The new look Warrington strip. For away matches, it's predominantly green and white stripes. At home, it's blue and yellow. And a big day for Mike Gregory, just running through your picture, the former Great Britain international captain. He scored his last try for Warrington on this very ground in front of the Sky cameras a couple of years ago. He missed all of last season with injury. Let's hope that the 1990 tour captain to New Zealand and Papua New Guinea is now fit and will see this big league season through from start to finish. And Jonathan Davis in unfamiliar colours, normally the black and white of Widnes, but when Widnes said that they couldn't afford to pay his contract any longer, just up the road, Warrington stepped in, picked up the contract, gave him 2 more years to have another crack at all the honours in the big league. And Leeds off off to a winning start for the first time since 1988. Make their Headingley bow for the new big league season, and they too have got a change strip for 1993-94. Ellery Hanley began the season in style, 2 tries against Castleford. He scored tries home and away against Warrington last season. 42 tries now in 51 games for Leeds. He has a remarkable scoring record. 90 tries during his days at Bradford Northern and no fewer than 189 touchdowns while at Wigan. And what a day for Neil Harmon. 2 weeks into the season and he faces the club that he made his name with. Transferred in the summer from Warrington to Leeds. Now the cornerstone of the Headingley pack. And if anyone wants a big game today, I'm sure it's Neil Harmon. Says he expects some quite ferocious tackling. He says he would be upset if it was any the different. Just run through the Leeds team for you again. Tate, Faloniro, Innocent Irving, Schofield and Andy Gregory, Harmon, Lowes, Scott Mercer, Schultz and Hanley the captain. And Warrington have Penny at fullback, then Myler, Bateman, Davis and Williamson, Shelford and Mackey, Chambers, Thursfield, Jackson the captain, Mike Gregory, Sanderson and Cullen. Let's check the substitutes for you. Leeds have the youngster Graham Holroyd, who scored a vital try at Castleford last Friday, and Gary Rose on the bench, joined from Featherstone this week in a deal which took an A-teamer in the opposite direction. And Warrington have 2 Welshmen, so it really is the Welsh connection now at Wilderspool. Kevin Ellis and Roland Phillips on the bench. Match referee, the man who officiated at Wembley, Russell Smith from Castleford. Not too long a journey for him to be with us at Headingley here today. So Steve-O, as I've been saying, expectancy high in the air here at Headingley. Big crowd turning up, and they all want to see Leeds maintain that great start of last Friday.
No doubt about that, but it's a wonderful recipe for what should be a fine game. Andy Gregory against Greg Mackey. That should really be explosive, but I think it's in the centres that takes my interest. Kevin Iro, Craig Innes, very strong, bustling centres against the sidestepping qualities of Alan Bateman and Jonathan Davis. What a clash that should be today.
So Russell Smith's happy. We're underway. Jonathan Davis gets this big league encounter to savour in progress, and Ellery Hanley, first touch for him, and through 2 tackles. Good driving run from the lead skipper from his own try line, and immediately winning a penalty because Gary Chambers was crawling all over him.
No doubt about it, the prop forward there, Chambers, not allowing the lead skipper to get up and play the ball quickly. It's a ploy that these referees at the start of the season have become very quick to stamp out, and rightly so. Good refereeing by Russell Smith there.
So Leeds will restart, and Harmon, reception committee for him. His 3 former teammates. Jackson was first in. Opening minutes always tense. Jim Fallon just hanging on for Leeds. James Lowes is the dummy half. Now Gary Mercer, another former Warrington player, finds Matthew Schultz. Fierce tackling from Warrington. They're really getting stuck in early on here.
Very quick off the mark. Referee Smith taking them back to full 10, but they're eager to get up there and mix it amongst the Leeds players. And that's a fine kick downfield.
By Andy Gregory. First bounce, it's with Lee Penny. And Perry makes it almost to the 20-metre mark before he's grounded. And it's Leeds' turn now to get in quick in the tackling and forcing an error almost. Chambers picks himself up. That's Mike Gregory. Last tackle for Warrington. They've not made too much progress. Davis has decided to give it a run, then gives it to Lee Penny. The kick's charged down. Oh, Penny's lucky to get away with that. Credit him for the fact that he picked up the rebound off the tall centre, Kevin Iro.
Oh, that nearly paid the full price, didn't he? Iro eager to get through there. Davies taking the option to sidestep and go through. Lucky to get away with it that time, Warrington.
Here's Gary Chambers, now Mike Gregory. From Thursfield, the dummy half to Gary Chambers. Little half break, Mercer and Ian Scott, the tacklers. Mackey to Shelford, now to Bateman. The ball turned back inside neatly to Williamson. Good tackle from Alan Tate. My word, that was careless play at the play of the ball. Leeds have it back in the shape of Fallon. Now Gregory.
Little bit too over elaborate there. Look at that, no one there. Mackey had no option but to kick that ball forward. Little bit of panic just coming into their attack in this Warrington, the opening 3 minutes.
Here's Hanley, and now Iro. Good tackle by Jonathan Davis on Iro, and what's more, he got the ball back. The touch judge has seen something here.
Well, did he pinch it, or did Iro drop it? Perhaps there was just a little bit of a swinging arm there. Touch judge in very quickly. There's a big fellow Iro. Now, did he lose this ball? He did lose it, but perhaps maybe Jonathan Davis just snatched it away from him. A little bit of a melee there, and just coming in late. And I think it's the hooker there coming in very late indeed. James Lowe's just swinging the arm.
So Jonathan Davis making ground with that penalty. Here come Warrington again then with Chambers. I know too there's great hope in the Warrington area that the Wire really could mount a challenge themselves this season now that Mike Gregory's back in the side and they've got Jonathan Davis. Thursfield, short ball to Cullen. Calls Bateman on the run. Bateman diagonally, one-handed to Davis. Davis heading for the corner, sidestepping and just held up. The ball was knocked out of his hand. The referee says 6 to go. Warrington don't need them. Penny has scored the first try. Lee Penny, the young fullback, chiming into the line, touches down.
Excellent switch of play, but that's good move by the fullback Lee Penny. You could see that Iro, the lead centre, was injured on the tackle, but look at the switch here. Cullen back inside, Bateman stepping through. Oh, wonderful play. The ball went out to Davis. Lovely sidestep. It took 3 men to go into it. Now Iro gets injured here, and he took full advantage of the fullback Penny. Realised that the defence was all at sea.
Lee Penny, under-21 international after his debut season, certainly one of the finds of the last campaign, formerly with Orrell St James Amateur Rugby League Club. Great start for Warrington, and the Headingley crowd has gone just a touch silent as a result of that. Came here with high hopes to see their team maintain their start to the season, and Warrington have hit them early on. Jonathan Davis then with that angle to turn the 4 into 6. And he just hits the outside of the upright. That's unlucky. So Warrington ahead 4-0.
Tremendous switch of play. Cullen running that way. Bateman goes through the gap, and that's what put Leeds under a lot of pressure. Excellent football. Look at him go. The switch, the step. We mentioned before the game that it was going to be a matter of Bateman and Davis's stepping game against the strength of Iro and Innes. Well, it's Warrington that's taking the lead.
7 minutes on the clock, and Warrington ahead 4-0. Leeds defending a good record against Warrington here last season. They beat them home and away, but Warrington have some pace in the three-quarters now. This is Williamson. He clips it over the top. Jonathan Davis is after it. It bounces clear. Who has it? Warrington do. Referee says play on. No knock on there. Penny at acting halfback to Mike Gregory. Gregory taking the challenge from Mercer, and it was high.
There you can see it. Went to the shoulder first, but went right up into the neck. The impact, the intent was there. The New Zealander, Gary Mercer, a few words being spoken to him by the referee, Russell Smith. But that was excellent play there by the winger, Paul Williamson. He showed a lot of speed, but he kept his head, chipped the ball high into the air. Alan Tate really was confused with it, but great play there by Williamson. Warrington are just on the boil, aren't they? They've come here to mean business.
Let's take another look, Mike, at the run from Williamson.
It was a beautiful ball there from Davis. You could see that Fallon had just come in slightly. That was enough for the big fella. Look at the striding legs. He knew that the cover was coming there. Tate under a lot of pressure. Came off him. It was a good referee decision there. Bateman gets it away. And then from the resulting play of the ball, that's when the New Zealander Mercer came right at high Mike Gregory. Thus the penalty given.
So Jonathan Davis now has another chance to increase Warrington's lead. Missed with the conversion attempt. This time, though, he's some 20 metres further infield towards the posts. And he makes sure this time. And that really is an area where Warrington suffered last season, not having a recognised goal kicker. And I've no doubt that that is another reason why Warrington decided to go and make a play for Jonathan Davis when he became available.
Yes, it was a huge problem by Warrington. Quite a few games were lost because of the lack of an experienced goal kicker. But he's a man that can kick them from all over the field. That's a confidence booster that Warrington really needed for this season.
Paul Cullen collects that one. The kick-off from Gary Schofield. 10 minutes gone. Chambers in control of the ball for Warrington. Thursfield, the dummy half. The run-out was Gregory. Happily reinstated. No problems after that high challenge from Mercer. Mackey, Chambers. Warrington forwards, Mike, looking eager for work, aren't they, at the minute?
They sure are, but the advantage that they're doing, they're getting wide of the ruck. This is causing a lot of problems for the Leeds defence.
It's Gary Sanderson in the head guard. The ball back with Davis. Davis again taking the gamble of having a run before kicking downfield to his former Widnes teammate Alan Tate. Now Tate had a marvellous game against Castleford last Friday night. And Warrington pinned. Rob Myler all over Alan Tate here.
Well, he's done the tackle, you can see with the right arm. He's just holding Tate's jersey, not giving him any opportunity there. These little niggling professional fouls, a bit of a problem.
This is Harman, straight through almost Thursfield, but was there the use of an arm there or an elbow? Referee said no and play on.
Looked a pretty fierce run from the prop forward there.
Schofield calling for some support. It arrived from Innes. Innes gets the ball away. Fallon drops it. Knock on. The challenge was from Williamson, so ferocious that it took the ball out of Fallon's arms. But Fallon there, you see, saying the ball was knocked away from him.
Well, you can see there Craig Innes loses a ball to go across. The impact of the tackle. Leeds really have got to get themselves sorted out. A little bit at 6s and 7s, and Warrington taking full advantage of it.
Davis brought to ground by Kevin Iro. The other Welshman in the side. Bateman at dummy half. This is Mike Gregory, and Gregory looking to turn and unload the pass before he went down in the challenge from Mercer and Schofield. Thursfield to Mackey. Mackey to Cullen. Lots of movement in this Warrington side. Cullen trying to get under the challenge of Hanley. And Hanley is injured. He's down and stayed down after that, making that tackle. Warrington, meanwhile, continue this attack. Thursfield to Mackey. To Kelly Shelford. Davis is there. Davis out wide to Williamson. Good challenge, Fallon. Shelford again. Hoists the high kick. A test of this for Tate. They're all running at him. Oh, Tate took it brilliantly.
And they were all onside, should I say. But what a great take. Alan Tate there. Put his body on the line. Came up with a magnificent catch. There you can see offside. Second rower Mike Gregory not standing directly behind the man that's playing the ball at the second marker, and Leeds off the hook.
Yes, the penalty from Schofield to relieve the pressure. But what a magnificent take that was by Alan Tate. He must have heard that set of hooves almost thundering towards him. There were 5 or 6 Warrington players closing down on him. Didn't take his eye off the ball for a moment.
Shades of Pamplona, the bull running there, but he showed great courage.
Gregory's pass finds Innes. Mike Gregory wraps up the Leeds centre. James Lowes to Schofield. Gary Mercer will take it on. Well, that's good tackling by Bob Jackson. Lowes again. Hanley, you can see there, is recovered. Took a bang in the tackle. Lowes has dropped it. Warrington have it back with Mackey.
Well, they're their own worst enemies, I'm afraid, Leeds there. It's something that they were looking for, a little bit of leadership there. Good run by James Lowes, but he has to keep possession.
Gary Chambers, that looked a forward pass. Make your own mind up.
No doubt. Still, they don't see them all.
Mackey, oh yes, he delayed and delayed, and Gregory moved up, and I'm afraid that was obstruction.
Yes, he runs round the man, only just, but that's enough. You can see quite clearly the Leeds prop forward, Ian Scott, was impeded, could not get to Mackey. Bit of indecision between the two of them there. I'm just about to say that the Warrington side, using their forwards wide of the ruck, you'll see them coming second and third man out wide, and they're finding quite a few gaps.
So a quarter of an hour gone, and the penalties Leeds have had 4 to Warrington's 1, but Warrington ahead where it counts on the scoreboard, 6-0. A penalty from Davis, and the opening try from Lee Penny. Long pass out to Simon Irving on this near side. Myler and Bateman bring him down. Tate to Harman. Harman unloads well, finds Tate in support. This is better from the Leeds point of view. Crowd urging them on. Andy Gregory, little gap. Ball dropped though by second rower Matthew Schultz, and a chance goes begging.
Oh, and Andy Gregory screaming at Schultz, saying he should have come earlier. Tried to get the ball in there, a little bit too late. Little half-back, fiery little fella Gregory, he was screaming at him.
Now Bob Jackson with the run. Leeds defending in the Warrington half of the field. Gregory again. Thursfield, it's back with Davis, who saw that Alan Tate had moved up and plants a good kick down in the Leeds quarter. Tate has to run all the way back to his own try line before he picks up, and he's surrounded now, and Bateman wheels him in. Good kick from Davis.
Excellent stuff. The value of the man. When you can kick a ball right down into the corner and then have a good kick and chase game. Leeds on the rack again.
Driving run though from Matthew Schultz, the 18-year-old from Humberside, signed from amateur football in Hull. This is Andy Gregory, who has seen it all before. Hanley. Harmon, quick hands to Mercer. Mercer to Fallon. Williamson stood up to the challenge well and lost the ball, did Jim Fallon. Warrington can take it on again.
The impact of the tackle from Williamson bounds Fallon to the ground. The ball comes clear. Leeds really hard. They're just squandering this possession.
And the handling errors, Leeds have made 5. Warrington have not yet made an error. And they're ahead 6-0 and in possession with Mackey. Drew Bateman to him. Penny resists the challenge from Irving first time, but couldn't get away second. Mackey to Shelford. Crowd appeal, that was forward, and if Shelford could have got that away to Penny, Penny was in again. This is the last tackle. Mackey dabs the ball forward. It sticks though in the ankles of Craig Innes, and Leeds breathe again, but they're under the cosh.
Excellent play there by Warrington. Little kick from Mackey. You could see he shaped the kick towards the post and then did a side foot. Didn't kid the centre Innes though. He went down for it low, but so impressed with the way that Warrington are running the angles. They're keeping this ball alive, but not just out wide. Switching in, running at angles. The Leeds defence is mesmerised.
Gregory has to go backwards and then find Schofield. Schofield to Innes, another mistake, and here's another try, is it? The winger on his way, but Hanley brings Rob Myler down. And what's more, Myler drops the ball. Well, mistakes are plenty in this match, and that perhaps the biggest of them all.
Brought about by the pressure applied there. Bad mistake there by the New Zealander Innes. But look at the run here from Myler. It looked for all the world he was going to go in for the second try, but a good tackle there by the skipper Ellery Hanley. The impact, knocking the ball clear.
Well, Leeds were awarded a penalty after all that, and that's why Leeds are now in possession and approaching the halfway line with Harmon.
Leeds really have to get back to the basics now, use the big forwards, start getting a little bit of control of this game.
Risky pass from Gregory to Schultz. But Leeds aren't making progress. They're not making the inroads that Warrington are when they have the ball.
No, they're not getting over that advantage line. There you can see that's brought about by that eager defence coming up quickly. Both the centres, Bateman and Davis, running up quickly. They're just cutting everything out. They're shutting them down and forcing Leeds to play down the middle corridor.
Here's Gregory, long pass to Gary Schofield, a long pass to Tate, and Mackey went for the intercept. It didn't come off. Leeds can attack down this left-hand touchline. Tate turns the ball back in field, and Craig Innes did well to keep hold of possession for Leeds. Schofield will hoist the bomb. Here's a tester for Penny. Hanley's after it. Penny gets it.
Oh, tremendous kick from Schofield, and well run there by Ellery Hanley. Got his hand to it. It's a cracker of a game, end-to-end stuff. That was a beautiful pass from Tate that allowed Simon Irving to get away on the left wing.
Just over midway through this first half, Warrington ahead 6 points to 0. We had a battle royal on Friday night's big league, Oldham against Bradford Northern. Leeds and Warrington serving up excellent second helpings here on this weekend's big league. Last tackle, Davis again drops one over the top. Tate this time read it, played for it with his foot, so it's all on now, and Bateman missed the challenge but got Tate's boot. The runner is Ian Scott. Still going, Scott. Neil Harmon in the right-hand side of your picture there, receiving treatment.
Well,
And I was going to say, Mike, Leeds running down blind alleys at the moment.
Well, they're being forced into it. You could see there that Jonathan Davies had moved up so quickly. They're cutting down all the options, but maybe it's the chance now.
Fallon can move down that wing. Mackey takes him, and Fallon hangs on this time. Last tackle for Leeds. It's with Andy Gregory. Schofield is there in support. Innes is moving up. Long pass out to Simon Irving. Gregory took the gamble. Irving keeps the ball alive to Innes. Innes still has it, and the referee says penalty Leeds. Someone pulling back the man who was not in charge of the football.
You can see there they're trying to grab the ball, and eventually it does come out. And you can see he's actually penalised him for trying to drag the ball away, attempting to do that. And in the back play, I think it's a prop forward for Warrington, Chambers, that's receiving treatment. They collided, Chambers and hooker James Lowes. Lowes back in the line, a little bit groggy should I say.
Neil Harmon getting running repairs. He won't want to come off in this match against his former team. And Simon Irving then. 2 goals at Castleford last Friday. As this to get Leeds off the mark. He's pulled it. He's pulled it wide of the near post. So it stays Leeds 0, Warrington 6. And Warrington have made a substitution, and Mark Wallace has his eye on proceedings on the bench.
Yes, Roland Phillips, the number 15 for Warrington, has just gone on. Gary Chambers has come off. He didn't really want to come off, but Brian Johnson obviously wanted to make the change.
So Warrington now have 3 Welsh Rugby League internationals on the field, and another, Kevin Ellis, on the bench. Hanley electing, after seeing there was no option either way, to go on his own, and that was a dangerous challenge.
It sure was. We can do without that in our game. It's rough and tough. We don't have to do that pile driver. A few words should have been spoken. It really was a dangerous attempt there. And a loose forward, Paul Cullen.
And Hanley, who was down after making a tackle earlier on, is still feeling the effects of a bang on the left leg by the looks of it. Hanley receiving treatment then. He too will be reluctant to come off. Well, I mentioned that there is a 4th Warrington Welshman, and he's on the bench. Kevin Ellis is his name. He's talking now with Mark Wallace.
Kevin, a great start for Warrington.
It is a great start. We're having a good kicking game through Jonathan, and it was a great try off a set move.
A very strong Welsh connection now here at Warrington. Are they gelling together?
That's right, yeah. You know, Jonathan's just signed us now, and Roland's come into the fore now, playing good rugby. Yeah, it's coming well.
A lot of people are saying that Warrington are the team to watch this season. Does it feel that way at the club?
Oh, there's a great atmosphere at the club at the moment. You know, we were losing them games by 2 or 3 points last year, and with Jonathan's kicking now, you know, we should win them games.
Thanks very much, Kevin.
Pleasure.
Kevin Ellis then has to be a patient young man at the moment, biding his time on the bench, watching as Gary Mercer goes on a run. Former teammate, of course. 10 metres short of the Warrington line. Gregory, another ex-Warrington man. Matthew Schultz holding on. Leeds so close, exerting a bit of pressure for almost the first time. Schofield with a long pass out to Fallon. Fallon cuts inside. Williamson can't get away from Paul Cullen. Gives it to Kevin Iro. They've had 3 bites at Iro. That makes 4, and on the 5th they get him. James Lowe's clapping his hands. The urgency starting to spread through this Leeds team. The ball dinged forward by Gregory. No try. No try. Two Leeds players went for it. Hallenly and... I'm just trying to check who it was alongside him. It's James Lowe's, the hooker, but nobody got to it.
Pretty close affair, though. You can see just going over the dead-in goal line, but that was a beautiful little kick through by Gregory. And Leeds caught offside. Just a little bit too eager to get amongst the Warrington attack. Second rower Gary Mercer, you can see a lot of them way offside, not making any attempt.
The Warrington line was like a dog's hind leg. I'm laughing because I've just headed that ball back onto the field of play. And offside again against Leeds.
Well, surely they'll take the option to kick for 2 points here.
Well, they must do surely, Mike, with Davis in the side, 33 metres out.
Just proves the point that Leeds having a lot of problems with their one line of defence. When they start to panic, one man moves out too quickly and they're being caught offside. It's the second occasion within the minute. Really is becoming a problem now for Leeds. This crisscrossing and the switch of play from Warrington creating them a lot of problems. I'm sure there'll be plenty said by their coach Doug Lawton at the half-time break.
And Gary Schofield with the moustache and beard as well as the headgear, just taking a breather. Not looking too happy with the proceedings so far, and why not? So Davis then. Another attempt to increase that Warrington lead. He's pulled it wide. Not accurate enough with that penalty attempt. That's two gone begging, and so Warrington, they stay 6-0 ahead.
They could prove to be vital misses, especially late in the game, but the one advantage is, of course, that Davis did manage to kick that ball dead. They will receive the ball back from the dropout.
And it's with Lee Penny. Penny looked a fresh-faced youngster when he came into the side last season. He certainly has beefed up a bit, it looks to me, during the summer. Alan Bateman now. Thursfield to Mackie. The runner was Sanderson. Must be warm out there. Sanderson had a scrum cap on at the start of this match. He's now taken it off. Here's Roland Phillips. Half an hour gone. Warrington on the attack with Gregory. Through Mercer. Just had a little look over his shoulder. Saw that Thursfield was there. Couldn't get the ball away to him though. It's back with Kelly Shelford. A drop goal attempt from Shelford. And that one straight and true. Kelly Shelford, the New Zealander, with the one-pointer.
Excellent thinking there from Shelford. You notice that he's way back. No chance of anyone getting close to him. They played for that, did Warrington. Two strong drives from the forwards. Good tactics.
So it increases the lead to 7 points to 0. And Shelford, the man who has played for his country 9 times, having scored 3 one-pointers last season, gets this season's tally for him personally off the mark. 7-0. Those 1 points can be absolutely crucial if the match goes close towards the 80th minute. Leeds, of course, benefited from Hanley's drop goal last week at Castleford. Roland Phillips, and a touch of impatience after all the expectancy now creeping down off the Headingley terraces, because Leeds are being outplayed here. The first half hour has belonged to Warrington. Mackie drops one over the top. It's rolling towards the touchline. It won't reach it though. That's a great kick. because it means that Mackey himself can follow up and bring Alan Tate down.
Excellent kick from Mackey, and also excellent chasing there. He was the man that tackled. They really are getting their act together, Warrington. Basic, simple football. Just turning Leeds around, keep pumping the ball down into the corner. Really is becoming a problem. They just can't get out of this half.
Here's Tate. He gets round Sanderson. Tate, who ran so strongly at Castleford. But there's plenty of cover to bring James Lowes down. Hanley to Andy Gregory again. Trying to get through Mackey, and Bob Jackson couldn't do. Last tackle. And Gregory having a discussion with the referee. Schofield out to the far side to Kevin Iro. Perhaps that was a touch forward. That certainly wasn't, but Hanley drops it and Warrington get it back. Well, Leeds' handling errors are going up in leaps and bounds.
Well, he got the right idea, didn't he? Hanley really should have taken that. Wasn't too difficult, but what a great run there from Kevin Iro. Took the option to run the ball. They thought that Gary Schofield was going to hoist the ball high. He didn't. He dummied, threw the ball out wide, and the big centre Iro went striding through. That should lift their confidence, and they need it.
Warrington almost 53% of this first half possession in the opening 33.5 minutes. Shelford back to Davis. Mercer tries to close him down. Davis gives it to Penny. Penny with the kick downfield. Picked up by Irving. Bateman, Thursfield and Penny bring the Leeds winger to ground. Lowes now to Ian Scott, with tackling Jackson. Now Harman. Wheeled in by Sanderson. Leeds having to do more of the work, obviously, because Warrington have seen more of the ball. But that was a nice pass from Schofield to Innes, but Tate drops it. Well, Leeds really are butterfingers at the moment.
Nice delayed pass there. Innes gets a fullback Tate away, but you could see that Tate is more intent looking at the tackler coming to him, Greg Mackey. Oh, the mistakes are just piling on for Leeds.
This is Shelford. And just look at the handling error count. Leeds have made 8 errors to Warrington's 1. That will not make very pleasant reading when Doug Lawton gets the statistic sheet from his aides on the sideline at half-time.
Well, the problem is it's not allowing Leeds to get into any pattern whatsoever. The times that they've surrendered the ball on the first and second tackle.
Oh, what a run this is from Roland Phillips! He brushed Alan Tate aside, and it was a good job for Leeds that Jim Fallon was there. Great run from the big Welshman. Warrington aren't finished yet. Mackey long pass to Bateman. Bateman on a diagonal run. That's better from Tate. Bateman gets rid of the ball to Gregory. Gregory continues the movement to Phillips. Phillips clips it over the top. Finds touch. Great run in the first place, though, from the Welshman, Roland Phillips, who's had to be patient at Wilderspool.
Excellent play. What a run there. You could see he dummied to kick, and Leeds held off. They paid the price. As you mentioned, Eddie, that was a great tackle from Fallon, but I thought he could have passed the ball inside. Bob Jackson was screaming up on the inside, shouting for the football. Lucky for Leeds that it didn't come his way.
Well, 4 minutes to go to half-time. Let's pick up some news from the touchline. Mark Wallace.
Yes, down on the Warrington bench, Gary Chambers has currently got some ice on the left side of his rib cage. The physiotherapist has had a look. He says it's not broken, and he probably will be able to go back on later on in the game.
Kevin Iro picks himself up. He claims he was delayed in getting to his feet, but Leeds will continue this movement on with Schofield. Schofield having to run square. Last tackle for Leeds.
They're going nowhere, Leeds, though. They really are a frustrated side, brought about by this eager defence from Warrington.
Penny kept hold of that kick downfield from Andy Gregory. Gregory with the attempted tackle. Penny steps away from him, but can't get through Craig Innes. Greg Mackey directing operations at the play of the ball. Mike Gregory to Kelly Shelford. Good tackling, Irving. He stood his ground then. Thursfield, the dummy half. Mackey jinking, sidestepping, giving it then to Thursfield. Mike Gregory back to Jonathan Davis. Davis through, round Tate. Oh, wonderful, marvellous, fantastic try. Davis, the one-man band then, set off from a standing start and just jinked his way to the line.
This should set the tears rolling for the Widnes fans. Losing a man as classy as this. Look at the step there. Poor Matthew Schultz had no chance, neither had Alan Tate. The look on Tate's face says it all, so does the little smile from Jonathan Davis. Boy oh boy, he's back with a vengeance. Long ball out wide, Mackey. See how Leeds have just been mesmerised. They don't know what is happening. They're keeping the ball alive. Gregory sends the ball back inside, standing still there, the gap, the little swerve, the pleasant run, the 4 points are scored. They are in a lot of trouble, Leeds.
But that was class and quality from Jonathan Davis. Was walking with his back to the Leeds line, then just half-turned, collected the pass from Gregory and waltzed through Leeds. Superb try. Now then, can he make his 4-6? No, he's missed that one. Amazing that all Warrington's problems last season stem from the fact that they didn't have a recognised goal kicker. They have now, but Jonathan Davis is just struggling to get his sights in.
Well, you can see it's Jackson that brings, Gregor that brings the ball back inside, and Davis goes on the run. But look at the gap there. Really poor defence again. But look at the step. Poor Matthew Schultz had no chance with that. Tate was left floundering. The Welsh wizard is on his way.
And that was a memorable first try for Jonathan Davis in the Warrington colours. And I mentioned it earlier in the half, Mike, but it is noticeable that suddenly the Headingley crowd, they have been quietened somewhat.
Well, it's been a great display from Warrington. You can't take anything away from them. Leeds, as we mentioned, all the way through this first half, they've been their own worst enemies. You can't expect to get anywhere in the game of rugby league if you don't hold on to the football, and that's what they've failed to do. But they've also failed to being able to break this eager defence. And the only way they're going to find that is that they're going to have to use the chip kick over, because the two centres, Bateman and Davis, they're moving up quickly. The only way you can combat that is a little chip over the top.
And Davis is kicking well in general play too, although that will run dead. But his kicks downfield really have caused Leeds plenty of problems too. That perhaps just had a little bit too much beef behind it.
A little bit too much strength, as you mentioned, but the tactics are just right by Warrington. You'll notice they're not trying to find the touch. They don't want the scrum. They just want to push the ball into the corner. This allows the chasing game to get up very quickly. And Leeds, as we mentioned, they're finding it very difficult to get out in their own half.
Schultz thought about the kick. Iro thought about the pass inside, but it wasn't forthcoming. Schofield now. What would Leeds give for a try up to half-time? Tate to Schofield. Bateman is there, and so too Paul Cullen. Hanley, the acting half-back. No, another error. Careless from Lowe's. The ball went back, it's play on, but that's the last tackle. That's tackle number 5. We're deep in stoppage time now in this first half. There's the little chip over the top that Mike Stevenson was calling for, and it was causing a few problems, and it's caused an even bigger problem for Warrington.
Well, he's been deemed offside there. The ball came off the winger, Paul Williamson, onto the skipper Bob Jackson. As I mentioned, it's the only way you can break it down. It was a good little kick there. A bit confusing, but I'm not the man with a whistle. Leeds in with a chance, but it was good thinking there by Gary Mercer to put the chip over.
We've had 2 minutes almost of stoppage time. It's in the hands of the timekeepers now. And that's Ian Scott with a strong run. Leeds ending this first half on a flourish, and their supporters trying to urge them towards a try. Mercer with the run. Mackey with the tackle, helped out by Mike Gregory. This is Andy Gregory. Now Gary Schofield out to Simon Irving, and that was good tackling by Rob Myler. Schofield again. What can he conjure up here? He's got the ball to Hanley. Hanley gets away from Mike Gregory, and he gets away too from Sanderson and from Cullen. Round the back of Tate, gets the ball away to Gary Mercer. It's the last tackle. Warrington have forced Leeds back from almost their try line to the 20-metre mark. Gregory with a diagonal run on his own. Andy Gregory brings Simon Irving into it. Simon Irving scored the try and put that down to a piece of Andy Gregory magic. He delayed and delayed until the last possible moment, almost directed Irving into the space, gave him the ball, and the winger did the rest.
Experience showing here. Long ball out wide, and look how he runs at the angle, and for once the Warrington defence hang off. Beautiful inside pass. The timing was superb by Simon Irving. He had the strength to just reach over and get the 4 points. That really has been a big lift to Leeds. It really looked all at sea, but good play there.
Well, I make it that we've had 43.5 minutes of this first half now. Was deep into stoppage time when Irving dived over for that try. Leeds won't be complaining, Warrington might, but that was an excellent piece of engineering skill from Andy Gregory. And the try still took some scoring from Simon Irving. Now this is an important kick. If Davis has had a few important kicks for Warrington, this is equally so for Leeds and Simon Irving. Oh, he's kicked it well. Straight between the posts. And that could be such an important psychological time for Leeds to score. They've reduced the deficit after being outplayed for much of the half and put it down to Andy Gregory, really. Warrington will take the half-time break, and they will reflect on the fact that perhaps they went to sleep in stoppage time in that first half, but a great opening 40 minutes for Warrington. Half-time, Leeds trail 6-11. So, 11-6 Warrington lead at the start of this second half. We're back in progress, courtesy of the boot of Gary Schofield. Just checking the two sides. No changes in the dressing room at half-time, I don't think. And here's Mike Gregory now for Warrington. Second rower is Gary Sanderson. First field in at dummy half to Roland Phillips. He said in the first half he really has had to be patient for his chance, and he's, with play like that, taking it with both hands and gladly. Mackey to Gregory to Cullen. It's the last tackle for Warrington. This first set of 6 at the start of this second half. Ball with Davis. And Fallon got a hand to that, but the referee says it went backwards. Play on. Iro just gets away from Williamson. He is going to try and get through Penny, but the young fullback stood up to the challenge well. But a great run from Iro. Schofield misses out 2 and finds Ian Scott. And good tackling from Bateman. Super run though from Iro. Here's Gregory. Misses out Harmon, finds Innes. Innes gets the ball out wide to Irving. Irving was off of the touchline by Mike Gregory, and he took it, and Gregory bundled him into touch.
Beautiful tackle there by Gregory. Went for the target. Just allowed Irving the option to go outside. timing was perfect then. As you mentioned, a great run by Kevin Iro. Leeds keen to get the ball out wide.
Warrington will try and work the ball away from their own posts again here with Davis. Iro watching him all the way this time. Penny's gone into the dummy half position. Now it's Paul Cullen. First field to Sanderson. Greg Mackey switches direction of play. Jackson. Bob Jackson at 33. Having another go in the big league. And Gary Mercer claiming that his former captain was pulling him down on top of him and couldn't get out of the way. I think he was too. He's got a case.
Well, he grabbed it late in the piece, didn't he? There's no doubt in my mind that Gary Mercer was laying over him at the start of that tackle. The rules state that once you've made the tackle, you must roll away. He didn't.
It was a good kick downfield from the penalty by Davis. It puts Warrington on the attack again with Phillips. Thursfield takes the ball from him. Mackey juggles with it. Now gives it to Mike Gregory. Solid challenge from Neil Harmon. Mackey again. Kelly Shelford. The streaming up down the right-hand touchline. Lee Penny is there. Taking Craig Innes on with him and feeling the full weight of Hanley, who came in late. Shelford to Cullen.
This is where Warrington are famous for the switch move.
The touch judge is on, waving his flag vigorously for all he's worth. He saw something, I think, off the ball and wants a word with Russell Smith. The referee will tell the players to go away before having a word with Mr. Milburn, the man with the yellow flag. And he's pulling out a Leeds player, and he's gone to the pocket. It's Mercer. Looks like Mercer could be on his way to spend 10 minutes in the sin bin. He is. For stamping or kicking out. Well, the touch judge was on like a shot. And so the former Warrington man takes 10 minutes in the sin bin.
Well, he certainly stepped on him, but I'm not so sure that it was really intent to hurt the man. Perhaps it was overbalanced. Either way, there seemed to be a penalty by the touch judge. And that's a bitter blow to Leeds. Let's watch it again. Oh yeah, no doubt about it from that angle. Just helped him along his way instead of avoiding the back of his leg. So that really has turned out to be a costly penalty. Could even cost them even more. 10 minutes in the sin bin. Leeds down to 12. And they can ill afford to lose a player of that quality. Gary Mercer, he at least has been one of the stars for Leeds today. He's worked hard.
Referee restarts the clock now that Davis is just about ready to take this penalty. 1 from 4 attempts. Check that, make it 2 from 5. 13-6, Warrington ahead. Start of the second half. Well, Warrington opened this season with a win, just as they did 12 months ago, but then they were beaten in Game 2 against Sheffield Eagles. Today they are ahead here at Headingley. And the one major signing of the summer, Jonathan Davis, though Illawarra's Craig Teitzel is due to arrive in Cheshire shortly. This is Thursfield, now Mackey and Roland Phillips, who has not shirked the hard work since he has been on.
He's attracting the defence too. Quick play of the ball, and Leeds defence stretched.
Davis sidestepping, trying to get round Schofield and Gregory, but couldn't do on that occasion. Kelly Shelford to Mike Gregory. Gregory lost a bit of weight, and it must be said, lost a bit of the old thatch as well during his 12 months of inactivity. It's a good kick again downfield, and it won't run dead. Tate has to bring it out from the in-goal area and drops it. Oh, big mistake from Alan Tate. And then Gregory plays the ball to himself. I thought he was lucky to get away with that, Gregory.
Well, I thought he lost it.
Desperate moments for Leeds, big moments for Warrington. Shelford picks it up off his ankles. Long pass to Cullen. He steps inside Innes. They've got a ton of support out wide. It's now with Davis, now with the winger, and Myler is in. Rob Myler with the try for Warrington. They stretched the Leeds defence out wide. They had 4 men in support when Bateman made the diagonal run, and Myler gets his season off the mark.
Beautiful play. You see Shelford, he dummies first. He can't pass that way. He has to turn. Long ball. And Bateman, off he goes. Does the right thing. Passes just at the right moment. Beautiful pass by Davis. He timed it to perfection. Sucked in Simon Irving. Now you'll see Shelford. He can't pass that way. He has to turn his back. Quite a few players have to do that. Cullen did the right thing. You can see how they were stretched, but look how Bateman sets off, pulls in Irving, and that is a perfectly timed pass, and what a great finish from the winger. Super stuff.
Rob Myler can play wing or full back, a product of the Widnes St Marie's amateur club. He joined Warrington in 1989. And that's a great fillip to Warrington at the start of this second half. 47 minutes gone, and Warrington now 17-6 ahead. And Davis with his most difficult kick of the afternoon so far. Some disgruntled Leeds faces in the background there. And Davis proving why he's worth the money with kicking like that. 19-6, Warrington ahead.
The long ball from Shelford. You'll see 2 Leeds players have come out. Look at the acres of space they've got, and didn't they make it pay? Poor Simon Irving. His 4 men to contend with. He did well at the last moment, but that's a great finish. Great try.
And here comes the try scorer. About 10 minutes of this second half gone or thereabouts on our watch, but the timekeeper I think will say only 8 minutes of actual play. But let's get news of what was said in the dressing rooms at half-time from touchline reporter Mark Wallace.
Yes, in the Leeds dressing room, Doug Lawton said to his troops to cut out the mistakes, to spin the ball out wider and give the centres more room. Meanwhile, in the Warrington dressing room, Brian Johnson said to keep it going as it was in the first half. They were unlucky to concede that try at the end of the first half, he thought, because of the offside decision on Bob Jackson, and there was 2 shepherdings in their half. And obviously to keep hitting the Leeds attack.
Well, Greg Mackey was a little unhappy with Gary Schofield's challenge on Thursfield at the play the ball, and Mackey probably had his mind on that and then dropped the ball. That's why we had that scrum. And so Leeds are in possession, and my word, how Leeds need a try, and quickly here.
They're desperate to get a 4-pointer. It was mistakes again. It was a mistake by Tate that allowed Warrington to get that possession back. They finish up scoring the try.
And another mistake. The ball's in touch, and Warrington will get it back from the scrum.
Oh, this is becoming a nightmare. You could see there that the prop forward, Harmon, tried to miss out Innes. But Innes just got his hand in the way. Indecision, I'm afraid, from Leeds. Not a great performance today.
Now so much hope. Oh, that's a bad mistake though from Myler. Schofield's able to reef the ball back at the play of the ball with the foot, perfectly legal. Matthew Schultz has it, trying to milk the penalty. There's the incident where Schofield got possession back for Leeds, but he was trying to milk the penalty was Schultz, and the referee, Russell Smith, would have none of it. Harman drops it. Oh dear me, the Leeds handling error count is up into double figures.
Oh, it's nightmare time. Don't know how many cigarettes Doug Lawton would have got through in the last 50 minutes. Dearie me, what about putting pressure upon your own side?
Bateman. Classy centre, Alan Bateman. Here's Myler again. Doug Lawton watching, and I don't think too impressed with what he's seeing. Shelford. Chip over the top from Shelford. Tate is there. Tate wheels it in.
You can see the confidence now growing in this Warrington side when they start opting to just little chips over the top, trying to recover. They really are playing with that confidence.
James Lowes with the run. That's better. And there's a swinging arm there by Thursfield. Lowes didn't like it. He ducked under it. And the referee quickly in to calm the tempers down. It'll be penalty to Leeds. Remember, Leeds down to 12 men. Gary Mercer is warming up, waiting to come back on after he served his 10 minutes in the bin. Watch the right arm here.
Yeah, it was swinging right across, wasn't it? Two hookers. Very rare they get on with each other.
Harman with the strong run. Fought better, and good job too of releasing the ball to Hanley.
This is where Andy Gregory and Schofield have to start combining.
Gregory finds the young second rower Matthew Schultz. Lowes switches direction of play to Schofield. Schofield on a run on his own, almost through. It needed to be a good tackle, and was from his opposite number, Shelford. This is Innes. The line opened up briefly for Innes, and that's a good tackle from Mackie. Big moments for Leeds. Gregory off his toes to Scott, who's hit immediately by Paul Williamson. It's the last tackle. He didn't play that ball properly. Referee says play on. Gregory's in possession. Tate slips, and Leeds have surrendered possession again.
He won't be happy with that, Andy Gregory. He wanted to get that kick in. Little grubber, put the pressure on, try to get it in the in-goal area. You can see he's not too happy. Try to get it away, and one of his own players, Alan Tate, gets in the way. You can see Gregory saying a few words to Mr. Tate.
And what's more, there's going to be another Leeds man in the sin bin. There is. I think Gregory shaped to use the forehead, and the referee spotted him and has sin binned him. First of all, there was that little clip behind the ear.
Well, he just lost his cool, didn't he? And when he gets up from here, you can see that he shapes to have a go. Well, I can't see it, but he certainly moved the head forward. And I'm afraid they've just lost their cool, they've lost the marbles. It's playing right into the hands of Warrington. They'll just play simple, basic football now. Work it up the field and use the kick into the corner.
Well, Mercer has returned, and Gregory has gone off, so Leeds are down to 12 men again. And Russell Smith, I can tell you, is not the most popular man in this particular part of West Yorkshire at the moment. Mackie, brought down by Iro from behind. Alan Bateman has gone off, and Kevin Ellis has come on, so it's Welshman for Welshman for Warrington. The ball now with Shelford, a drop goal attempt from Shelford, got underneath it a bit, and Alan Tate picked it up on his own line. Now what can Tate do? Good tackling and good chasing, Cullen.
Good move there by the Warrington coach Brian Johnson to bring on the likes of Kevin Ellis. Fresh legs. He's a nippy little customer. He'll create a lot of problems to the Leeds defence.
Harman steps through one, gets the ball away to Irving. Desperate defence from Warrington. The ball dropped, Was it dropped because of the challenge? And what's more, a penalty goes against Leeds because someone back-chatted the referee.
Well, it was obvious to me that Shelford punched that ball clear. And then the stupidity of a player, James Lowes, saying a few words to the referee. Now that is just lack of professionalism.
So instead of battling away at the scrum for possession, Leeds were on the end of another penalty.
Well, they've just lost their bottle, haven't they, Leeds? Warrington quite happy just to go through these basics. Keep hold of the ball, not do anything stupid.
First touch for Kevin Ellis. Now Lee Penny. Strength of the Leeds cover. Fallon and Iro trying to find him into touch, but not that time. Now Davis. Just delaying, trying to fox Craig Innes, and the New Zealander was having none of it that time. Phillips. Roland Phillips. He has run so strongly since he came on, and Brian Johnson on the touchline here just watching an excellent display. Davis with the kick ahead. Fallon collects behind his own try line and gets out of danger well.
Nice kick, but good play by Fallon. Nice sidestep there, but Davis did punch that ball into the in-goal area. It's all about something we've seen all this game, and that's Leeds in their own quarter.
Iro gets away from the challenge of Ellis, but can't get away from Shelford, but does excellently to release the ball to Lowes. He in turn finds Innes, who gives it to Irving. Irving steps through the challenge, cuts in field, releases the pass to Schofield. Schofield tried to dab the ball ahead, and possession is swallowed up again by Warrington. And Lowes coming in late there on Penny as he was grounded.
Well, Schofield there, opting to take the kick. In the panic situation, that looked a high one, they got away with it. He wouldn't be happy with it, Gary Schofield. Neither is Greg Mackey.
Well, Mackey took a clout. And he needs attention. He looks a bit groggy.
But how many times have we seen today that Leeds have made the break? It was good play by Simon Irving. Sidestep round Rob Myler. This is the incident where Mackey caught one. And straight away. But they've wasted all their chances. Half breaks you've got to turn into tries, and Leeds aren't doing that. They're just wasting it, bad handling. It's been a nightmare in that department for them.
Here's Kevin Ellis and Roland Phillips. Good strong run from Phillips, but he's being thrown towards the touchline. But somehow the big Welshman with a big grin on his face just keeps himself in the field of play. This now is Cullen. Mackey just puffs the cheeks out as he receives that ball, then hoists the kick, chasing after it himself. Oh, and almost a right mess by Fallon and Tate. And good job that Tate took control of that situation.
Inexperience there. No one called, obviously. Or if they did, Fallon ignored it. It was always going to be Tate's ball. He was rising high towards it. Fallon collided. That could have been dangerous.
Midway through this second half, Warrington have had twice as much of the ball as Leeds so far, and leading by 19 points to 6. This is Simon Irving being lifted and hauled back. Mercer.
Really has been a tremendous effort in defence by Warrington. They've never allowed Leeds hardly any latitude, not let them to get back into this game.
Rob Myler, scorer of the second half try, gives it to Lee Penny, helps it on to Williamson. Fallon is all round him. Penny is still there in support. Williamson again. Paul Cullen worked hard, the loose forward. Gary Mercer just holding on to him. Thursfield. Look at the work Leeds are having to do in the tackling. Davis. Good ball outside to Myler. Myler jinking infield. He has support with him from Shelford. Shelford still there, but behind him, unfortunately, was Craig Innes for Leeds. Mackey directing operations. Kevin Ellis running straight, almost through. Desperate defence from Leeds again. Roland Phillips at dummy half. Fancying a run on his own, the big man. Just hold down. Last tackle right under the sticks. Centimetres away, that's all. Ellis to Mackey. Mackey through the arms of Gregory. The referee said it was a knock-on. It's on the last tackle. Possession will turn over automatically.
Well, I've said a few words. Lashing out with the boot as well. Said a few words to Russell Smith. Not the time to lose the cool when you're leading by 19 points to 6. But it was desperate tackling from Leeds then, and it had to be. Warrington are throwing this ball around with gay abandon. They're finding the gaps, stretching the Leeds defence.
It's been a good performance so far from Warrington, but the battle is not over yet. Leeds have 20 minutes to rescue this match. Mercer, while he's on the field, anything's possible. So too Innes. Good ball that from Irving. Schofield, little room to work for Schofield. Poor pass that, and it bounced straight off Schultz and into the arms of Thursfield. And Thursfield drops it under the challenge from Mercer. It's all very untidy. We need a word from referee Russell Smith, I think, to sort it out.
What a great tackle, though, from the New Zealander Gary Mercer. The hooker Thursfield went through, and look at this ball and all tackle. Crunch. Not surprisingly, the ball spilled clear.
Actually, on that run, Thursfield almost picked Gary Mercer out. Ran straight at him. Not the best pass in the world, though. Leeds need really to settle it down, don't they, and just take a breather. Although I know time is of the essence. They have a penalty here, but they need someone to steady the ship, to me.
Well, they need more than that, Eddie. They need a lot of time to sort things out, and they don't have them because Warrington are not allowing them to do that. Look at that enthusiasm. Okay, they got penalised on that occasion. But look, Warrington came out to this game, and you just got the feeling they wanted to win more than Leeds. You can't come out into a game and expect things to just happen. And if things go wrong, maybe this introduction of Holroyd could be the key. He's certainly a talented player. As you mentioned, Eddie, they desperately need something.
Well, Holroyd has come on, but the man he has replaced is Andy Gregory. 65 minutes gone on our watch, and Warrington with a 13-point advantage here, leading by 19 to 6. Schofield, and here's Holroyd. Schofield takes over. Grounded by Cullen. Fallon to Mercer. Davis couldn't get the challenge in on the Kiwi. And they're all going for him. And in the end, Cullen and Williamson have him. Hanley. Been quiet, Ellery Hanley today. Holroyd dinks the ball forward. That's good thinking. Penny comes across, though, to clear the danger. And then is grabbed by Iro, and Iro gets him into touch. A lot of enthusiasm from the big Kiwi, Kevin Iro.
Well, the idea was right, wasn't it? They've had trouble getting through this defence, so what do you use? You use the kick. The youngster Graham Holroyd comes on. The first chance he gets, puts his foot to the ball, and it's worked for them. The only time they used it to the chip over in the first half, they came away with a try. They could very well do the same thing here.
Because they have the feed at the scrum. It's Schofield who is feeding. Holroyd receiving to Innes, back to Holroyd. Good ball to Iro. They have space out wide for Fallon, and Fallon touches down. Well, only twice, as Steve-O says, have Leeds used the little grubber kick ahead, and twice they have come up with tries.
For once, Leeds hold on to the ball. Don't say that he's inexperienced just because he's a youngster. He did the run around. Beautiful ball to Iro. Iro did the rest. Long ball out wide. The Warrington defence is stretched. Look at the skills of this youngster here. Nice run around with Innes. Look how he stretches Shelford across. He sucked in Davis. That was enough. Iro gets it out. And Fallon did the right thing. You notice how he braced himself. He moved the ball away from his left hand into the right arm so he could use his left shoulder to fend. And it paid off. Nice try. And rightly so, he deserves a smile.
Simon Irving then. 1 from 2. This is difficult. He's got a chance. Oh, it's hit the post. No, it's not really going Leeds' way. They're trailing by 10 points to 19, but plenty of time left.
This is where Oldroyd's just done the run around. You can notice how the defence is coming to him. 2 men to him. And when the ball goes out wide, super play there. Look how he fends away. Big Iro pulls it there. And Fallon does the rest. But notice how he uses his shoulder excellently there. Super stuff. We've got a game again.
Certainly have. On our clock, 11.5 minutes. I think on the clock that the timekeepers are looking at, some 14 minutes left for play. The long hold up in this second half, couple of them. And so Leeds have got plenty of time to rescue this match.
It's amazing how a coach can make the substitute at the right time. We saw on Friday night that Peter Fox moved David Watson up from the fullback position into the line of defence, and he scored that last gasp winner over Oldham. Could it be that Doug Lawton's done the right thing again and bringing on the substitute Graham Holroyd?
Well, after Andy Gregory had served his time in the sin bin, Lawton decided that the young legs of Holroyd would perhaps be better employed. And certainly he's had an immediate impact. Now Hanley, such strength from Hanley, gets the ball away to Schultz. Schultz trying to kick ahead. Tate was following up. Oh, and there was a bit of indecision there. Now, was that ball forward? No, referee says it was back. Leeds might be in. Here they are with Schofield. 2 tries in a minute. Tate, the man who created it, with the kick ahead, following up, and Schofield with the try. But the referee and touch judge having a word. And now Russell Smith points to the mark, and Gary Schofield's try stands.
Well, we said give it to Mayer. Get the kicking game in action. Well played by Tate. Rather than going onto the ball and grounding it, he scooped it away to his left, but supported the man in possession. So did this man, Gary Schofield. The game is wide open now. Little kick through. Didn't come off first time, did the second. Look at that, that's good thinking there. Wasn't the best, but he knew that Rob Miley was coming in off the wing. That meant that there was no problems. Leeds had men to spare.
And Schofield, with the try, has really given Leeds some hope here. The difference is 5 points at the moment. If Irving lands this, it'll be down to just 3. Oh, but he's missed it. Oh, that could be crucial. 14-19. 2 tries in a minute for Leeds. We've got a game.
Well, it's amazing, isn't it? They struggled for so long to breach this defence, and all of a sudden it takes a young kid to come out off the bench in Graham Holroyd to lead the way with the kicking game. Little grubber through. They did it again the next chance they had, and it's paid. They've come up trumps.
Gary Sanderson sits down on the bench. Alan Bateman has returned. And so, which way will this match go now in the closing 10 minutes or so? Leeds suddenly have a belief in themselves, I fancy. Looked like Hanley dropped that, but it wasn't dropped, it was stolen. And Hanley leads the applause for the referee.
Looked like Mike Gregory it was. Well, it's hard to say. Gregory claiming that the Leeds skipper just released it. Now it's Warrington's turn to be on the rack.
Here's Fallon. Running straight at Cullen and Shelford. Taking the tackle. Lowe's to Harman. No one will run stronger, surely, in the last 10 minutes than Neil Harman. Schofield now. Warrington hanging off and not coming in on the tackle. But Bateman did then on Innes. Irving. Dragging play into the 20-metre mark. Holroyd. One of the impressive clutch of youngsters here at Headingley. 10 metres from the line. They're on the last tackle with Schofield. Ball out wide looking for Irving. And that's good defence from Warrington. On the last tackle, possession will automatically turn over. And I don't think, Mike, it's any small point the fact that Alan Bateman has come back on and suddenly Warrington's defence looks tighter.
Well, you could see there it was a brilliant tackle just a few seconds ago, and it had to be. They were stretched out wide. Obviously, Warrington coach Brian Johnson quite happy to get him out there because he's a strong tackler.
Well, let's see what Brian Johnson has been saying on that bench for Warrington. Listening into the conversations, Mark Wallace.
Yes, a message has come down from Brian Johnson. He said for the Warrington defensive line to go up together, because as it's been going, they've been going up in dribs and drabs and they've been leaving gaps in the defence.
Well, that's the way they started, certainly. They started moving up all together and it was paying handsome dividends. Let's just see if the message has got through. Davis pumps the ball downfield. Tate collects it 10 metres from his own line. The Warrington line has moved up. Shelford and Gregory force Tate back. That will please the coach.
Oh, that was a tremendous kick there. Jonathan Davis, the boot, took it right down into the quarter, but they've got to defend.
Davis, the boot, Iro, the beast, and he's given it to Innes. We're in for a super finish. Leeds believe the match is there for the taking, and Warrington have it all on to hold on to it.
What a feast of football for you Sky viewers. We really have had thrillers all this season so far. There's more to come, I'm sure.
Iro takes over from Mercer. Mercer gives it to Fallon. He ducks under the challenge from Cullen. Cullen in field to Hanley. Hanley to Schofield. Schofield for the line. And Schofield, his second try. And Leeds have hit back with a vengeance. Gary Schofield buried underneath the celebrating Leeds players. And Warrington have been hit with 3 tries in quick succession, and the match is slipping away from them.
Tremendous football. For once they're getting it together. The long ball out wide. This man's had a top game. Mercer offloads it. You've got to go low on the big fella, Kevin Iro. Fallon did well. They went too high on him. He kept his cool. Hanley knew he had support there. And the experience of Schofield, he stepped at the right moment, realising he had to get round near the post. 4 points wouldn't be no good. 6 puts them in the front. Nice little chip forward there by Iro. Perhaps a little bit of doubt that it may have been a bit forward, but it's all on as far as the referee's concerned. And there you saw the experience of Schofield. Beautiful step, great try.
And this is an important kick now from Irving from right in front. Irving clips it over. Leeds take the lead for the first time by 1 point. They've scored 3 tries in 9 minutes. For 66 minutes, Warrington were in control. In the last 9 minutes, Leeds have taken that control from them, and now Warrington have it all to do.
Well, it's an amazing game, rugby league. Warrington look to be coasting away to a well-deserved victory, but Leeds have fought back. 2 men sent to the sin bin. In effect, that means that they were actually playing 20 minutes with 12 men. What a great fight back it's been. And I still put it down to the fact that the Leeds coach, Doug Lawton, has brought on young Graham Holroyd. He's lifted them no end. Fresh legs, and for once Leeds are hanging on to the football.
So Leeds with a 1-point advantage, 20-19. We had an absolute thriller for you on Friday on the big league, and we followed it up with a match of yet more quality here at Headingley, and that's Holroyd's kick, aiming for the corner. Leeds don't want the scrum, they want Warrington to run the ball out and perhaps make a mistake, and Lowe's is first to the tackle on Penny. Now Rob Myler, he has Iro all over him, and down below it was Matt Schultz. Here's Cullen. Cullen it was who missed the tackle on Fallon for that last Leeds try.
This is where the Leeds defence has to be strong. They must move up in one line, one unit, put Warrington under that pressure.
Mackey to Bob Jackson. Jackson's got Bateman. He elects instead to give it to Myler. The Leeds defence is shuttled across. Nowhere for Myler to go. Mackey back to the big man Roland Phillips. It's the last tackle for Warrington. It's with Davis. Davis shaped a kick and decided to take a run himself. What a run from Davis. Out to Bateman. Bateman keeps his feet. Gets the ball away. Play on, says the referee. Ellis can't hold on. And Leeds get it back.
What excitement, keeping the ball alive. Mackey tried to get it through, and Ellis just got the fingertips to it. A big sigh of relief from the Leeds fans, and I'm sure the Leeds players. Still only 1 point in it. Leeds 20, Warrington 19. What a thriller.
Iro with the run. Watch him go. He feeds Holroyd. Holroyd's got Lowe's. Lowe's gets it. Penny wheels Lowe's in. What a fantastic match this is turning it to be. Tate from dummy half. Penny around his neck. Such skill on both sides. It's end to end. Innes to Harmon. Well, no one's leaving Headingley, despite the fact we've only got 3 minutes on the watch. There's only a point in it, and there's the run from Ian Scott. Leeds finishing strongly. Schofield clipping over the drop goal. He gets the 1-pointer. The gap is 2. It's been quite a past 10 minutes for Gary Schofield.
Excellent thinking. Cool under pressure. The 1 point, but not only that, it means that they return possession from the kickoff. Cool, calm and collected. Really has exploded Gary Schofield in the last 10 minutes.
We're in injury time, we're in stoppage time, and there's going to be plenty of that. But Schofield with 2 tries and the drop goal, perhaps he has pinched this match for Leeds, because Warrington were in control for 66 minutes. But credit Leeds for the fight back. What a feast of rugby league we've had on Sky this weekend, Mike. 2 cracking matches.
Unbelievable stuff, end to end. And as you mentioned, you must credit Leeds for fighting back. They really did look down and out.
Mercer's played a big part too since he's come back on the field from the sin bin.
Well, this is where Leeds just have to go through the basics. Nothing silly. Use the forwards just like that. Play out to the last tackle and then get the ball downfield. Let's get out of here.
Hanley attacks down the right-hand side. Brought to ground. You notice, though, might be in pain, but he did not let that ball go. Schofield clips it downfield. Mackie has it. Hanley being helped away from the action. But Fallon tigerish in the tackle. Lee Penny to Alan Bateman. The lush Headingley turf taking its toll. And Gary Rose comes on to replace Ellery Hanley. Gary Rose signed this week from Featherstone Rovers in exchange for 18er Darren Hughes, and he's quickly into the action. Cullen with the driving run, testing his reserves of energy. Cullen, Mercer the man to bring him down. Mackie back inside to Shelford, now to Mike Gregory. That looked a forward pass, it doesn't matter anyway, Leeds have it back. There's siren! A famous victory for Leeds. They came back off the canvas. They hit Warrington with 3 tries in 9 minutes. The introduction of Graham Holroyd, perhaps the key, but Schofield with 2 tries and a drop goal, and drawing a standing ovation from this Headingley crowd. Full time at Headingley, Leeds 21, Warrington 19, but another sensational match. So confirmation that Leeds have won a thrilling match here at Headingley by 21 points to 19. Warrington led for much of the game. In fact, it was in their pocket for 66 minutes. Then Schofield's 2 tries, the stride from Fallon, and the Gary Schofield drop goal changed the course of this match. But so too did the introduction of young Graham Holroyd, and what a match it has been for him too.
Graham, a lot of people are saying that the tide actually changed when you took the field.
Well, I don't know. I thought before I was coming on, I thought, we were coming back into it, and then when I came on, we just seemed to get a roll on and score some good tries.
When you came on, did you really think Leeds could come back and win that game?
Yeah, I do. I think we've got quality players like Schofield just showed then what he's capable of. Ellery had a pretty good game, and I think we all just gelled together, and team spirit brought us back.
Seems to be a nice blend now of youth and experience at Leeds.
Yeah, we've got some good lads coming through, and all the older players like Ellery, Tate, Sco, and all them, they're showing us way to go for Leeds Rugby League.
Gary, that was a pretty impressive comeback.
Yeah, it was. I think it showed the spirit of the Leeds side this season. People are saying, what if it been last year? They would have been dead and buried. It's a good Warrington side, but it showed again that the game's for full 80 minutes. It showed that on Friday night with Oldham and Bradford, and it showed the spirit in the side.
A lot of people here think that Leeds are going to get some silverware this year. Does it feel that way at the club?
Well, I think it's a bit early to say it, Mark, to tell you the truth. It's only 2 games into the season. We knew how good this squad would be after the first 3 games. We've got Wigan next week, so then we'll take it from there. But it's still too early to say in the season whether Leeds are going to win things.
Jonathan, an impressive performance from Warrington, but it didn't quite make it at the end.
No, I think we threw the game away. We went a bit complacent and just fell off tackles. And you can't do that against Leeds. And they scored a couple of tries and just sneaked the match in the end.
You seem dejected now, but Warrington do look like a side that could challenge for the championship.
Well, it's difficult to come to Headingley, and come away with the points, but we're giving them a good crack today. And I'm sure now that we'll be forced to reckon with, well, more than what people thought.